My girlfriend Tori and I have been traveling for the last 2 years in my self-converted camper van, but we're in the middle of a 4-month trip around Southeast Asia and we're beginning in Japan. This week my family visited and we explored so much of Japan. We ate amazing food. We hung out with a new friend and we went to some really cool art exhibits. But before we did any of that, we had to return the van we were renting in Japan. We are driving 2 hours back to Osaka today. I'm really sad to return this van, honestly. I wish we had double the time in this van. Van life in Japan has made so much sense. Like, the bathrooms here are really clean. There's a lot of access to public restrooms. Like this morning, I went into this public restroom nearby that's so clean and I like wash my face and brush my teeth. People here are just very welcoming and open. But it's time to go back to Osaka right now and return this thing.
We met May pretty early on in our trip. We arrived in Osaka and we were carrying our backpacks for miles through Osaka in the middle of the city and probably looked crazy to all the people. But when we arrived at our hostel, this sweet girl came up to us and started asking us so many questions. And we quickly learned that her name's May.
We made a friend here also. Her name's May and she is so cute. This is like the last time we'll be able to see her for who knows how long.
She's trying vegan ice cream for the first time. It's a special moment.
We just fell asleep for like an hour in this park right outside of Teamlab. Really needed that though. We ate so much food today, I feel like I was in a little bit of a food coma. Now we're going to walk to Family Mart and get some tea, maybe some snacks. Oh, 7-Eleven. We're going to 7-Eleven. What did you guys get?
Hot green tea and salted rice balls.
The salted rice balls are so good. Then at night we went to Teamlab, which is this art gallery outdoors in a botanical garden, and it was so cool. It cost 1,000 yen to get in. Look at that. Teamlab is an outdoor botanical garden inside Nagai Park. It opened in 1944 and now stretches over an area of 240,000 square meters surrounding a big lake. At night, this botanical garden comes to life with many different art installations that mimic nature. The concept of this art project is that non-material digital technology can turn nature into art without harming it. When you first walk into Teamlab in Osaka, there's 2 big rows of trees on either side of you, and there's light installations at the bottom of each one as well as music, and as you walk past them, it lights up the tree beside you and plays the music.
The second exhibit is this forest that you walk through and there's these giant colorful eggs.
There are so many of them in this forest. I felt like we just kept walking forever and it never ended.
We also just stayed in that exhibit for so long because it was so mesmerizing to watch the eggs just beam with light. The next exhibit was the funnest of all, and it was a field filled with big giant bouncy balls, and I felt like a kid again playing with them.
We would make our hair staticky, so our hair would raise. I remember for a while Tori and I were just cracking up looking at each other because we looked like Albert Einstein or something. Is it Albert Einstein that has, you like think of him with crazy hair?
Yeah.
This is also one of my favorite ones, and it was calligraphy in the forest.
At the end of the exhibit, we reached a lake filled with a bunch of floating lanterns. It was so mesmerizing to look at. And then off to the distance to the left was a green giant sculpture that had a light up painting swirling on it.
Yesterday, my parents met up with us in Osaka, so we explored the markets here a little bit. The fruit here in Japan is really expensive. A lot of times people give it to each other as gifts. So we went to this fruit market and it had like grapes for $80. I think a melon was $60. 4 strawberries was $20. It's crazy. Yeah, let's go. We're just at the markets now looking around.
Which one?
At a lot of the stands around here, they have candied strawberries, so we got one. And we also went to an overlook called Haruka's 300, and it has the most beautiful view of Osaka. Right now we're meeting up with my family again, and I think we're going to go to Osaka Castle. We've heard so much about Osaka Castle since being here, and we're finally doing it.
Gosh, it's brutal out here. But for real, it's so hot.
And it's a really long walk.
Yeah.
Osaka Castle is one of the most well-known landmarks in Japan, and it played a major role in the unification of Japan in the 16th century. This castle has incredibly well-built stone walls with an estimated 500,000 to 1 million large stones used in its construction. Honestly, the monument wasn't my favorite because it was so touristy, but I don't think a trip to Osaka is complete without visiting Osaka Castle. There's a lot of tourists here. We've been in and out of Osaka Castle, and now we're on the train.
It was also burned down a long time ago, so now it's rebuilt.
But you can actually walk up to the top of it. I think you have to pay 600 yen, so we didn't do it. We're gonna go get sushi now because we're tired from walking all day. On the couch, the color of Kool-Aid. A lot of people ask me this. My family is not vegan, so we're going to a restaurant, and fingers crossed they have vegan sushi, or that they're able to make vegan sushi. I feel like it won't be that hard. I was a kid once, so will you. Trying to keep quiet. I'm fine. It's definitely not as strong as the one we had during karaoke.
It's kind of like wine.
So far, we've had sushi rolls, we got tempura, miso soup, cold Korean tofu was really good, and then we got like bean curd, and this is eggplant with miso. It's very big. It's very big. Honestly, I don't know how to do this.
Huh. It's good.
This is our second day in Japan with my family, and we are taking a rapid train from Osaka to Kobe. We're gonna go to a botanical garden, and I'm really excited. And basically every single day, I've been walking like 15,000 to 20,000 steps, I can tell with my watch, which is like 4 to 7 miles. So
47 miles a day?
No, 4 to 7 miles.
Oh.
And I got my favorite snack. It's this like sesame ball that has sweet red beans in it. So good.
Okay.
We're eating these pandas. They have red bean inside. Really good. We are at the herb garden, and there's some cable cars that we can take to go up top. This hat feels very garden of me, so I'm excited. Are you excited for the garden?
So excited. I'm excited to go on the cable car.
I know, I'm actually so excited for that. Like, I'm excited to see the flowers, but I'm excited about the cable car.
My favorite part of the herb garden was honestly the cable cars to and from the garden. The garden sits on top of this big hill that would take you hours to walk to. So the cable cars cost about a little less than $10 US, I think. And the views from the cable cars are so beautiful. You have an amazing view of the city. It just feels very peaceful.
Now we're gonna check out some of the shops around here. I really don't cook with fennel that much, or ever. It's such a strong flavor. Tori and I are walking through all these gardens, and they have different sections, and we're in the cooking salad section. And it's actually really interesting because they have all these different labels, and it tells you what each plant is. Actually, this is technically the fish cooking section. Cooking fish dishes. That's tarragon.
When I was in high school, I was in a cooking class. My teacher said that her favorite ingredient to cook with is tarragon, and that stuck with me for the rest of my life.
I swear, with every single herb, she's just gonna be like, one time, X person told me that their favorite ingredient. Okay, so what's your favorite herb to cook with, Tori?
Rosemary. And
Oh, I love rosemary. I love rosemary. Honestly, sometimes the basic things are just right. Like, there's a reason that it's basic.
One time, I had a spearmint and I hated it. This is my least favorite.
Learn something exciting by watching someone else. So I'm going to make sure we have airflow. Oh my god. Whoa. Gosh, I love cable cars. I wish I could be on this for like 50 minutes, honestly. We're gonna get a bubble tea, if it's vegan. We'll see. This place also has crepes. And I don't know if they speak English. Say hi. Hi. We're hiding you because I'm embarrassed. Do you speak English? English?
No. 栗には入ってますか? Milk?
Coconut milk.
Is there dairy?
Coconut milk に何が?
Can you show on Google Translate? We ended up getting the peach tea instead of the coconut milk because we asked and the coconut milk had dairy. We don't speak Japanese very much. We know a few phrases, and Tori knows how to ask in Japanese, like whether or not something has egg or milk, but she got a little nervous and like the lady couldn't understand her Japanese, so we just had to pull up Google Translate and ask her, but that works out pretty well. Like, if you don't know Japanese, just pull up Google Translate and people can read it, or you could even play the audio so they can listen to it. And this is really good. You can see at the bottom, they have all the little bubbles. I love boba tea so much. I grew up on this stuff. We just went to a stationery store and got a bunch of gifts for the girls who are going on our group trip to Bali. I am so excited to meet everyone and go on that trip, and I'll definitely be making a video about it. Right now, we are walking to a vegan ramen shop that also has gyoza, which is really exciting because I am craving gyoza. The vegan ramen restaurant was actually booked, like you need a reservation, so we're gonna make a reservation for later because it looked so cool. But we went to this nearby restaurant called Veggie. This is the stuff we got at the stationery place for all the girls going on our group trip. We got them each a little pouch. I feel like these come so in handy for traveling, and so each one has a different color. We have gray, turquoise, beige, and red. And then we got each one of them these little journals. They're so cute, and each one has a different pattern. And then we got them pens. Japan is known for having really nice pens. So we got them each a different color of a gel pen, and we're just gonna put it in the pouch. And there's some other things we're gonna throw in there. Like, I wanna get them a bracelet and maybe some like electrolytes in there, or I don't know, I have to brainstorm some other little goodies to put in these pouches, but I'm really happy with what we have so far. Last night we dressed up in kimonos and did a green tea ceremony, which inspired me this morning to get matcha tea at this cute coffee shop that's actually a vegan coffee shop right near where we're staying. Thank you. Thank you. Anyways, I got a matcha tea, tamago toast, and a matcha coconut cookie. And now we are going to a pottery class with my family. I am so excited for this. They actually ship the pottery back to the States, so you don't have to worry about breaking it or anything. But obviously my family's not here. Like, we've been kind of splitting up for some of the meals so that we can get our vegan food, and they're not vegan, so they eat what they eat. And we're gonna meet back up with them for the pottery class. There are so many people at this shrine, but it's so pretty, and there's two really big torii gates right there. we're gonna go inside and check it out. This is like, what, day 3 in Kyoto? I'm kind of losing track of time and everything's blurring together.
It's Choya.
Where? There's Choya. Everyone around here is throwing coins into this little, I don't even know what to call it, like a moat. It's definitely not a moat. But I'm gonna throw a coin and then you make a wish and people are bowing. So I have so many coins, it's actually a great way to let them make a wish. Reality of travel sometimes. Some of these places are so touristy, especially if they're popular online. These gates are filled with people right now. Like, it is so squished in. So we took a breather outside of them, but it's so pretty. I almost wish we woke up for sunrise though, because I know it would have been less busy. I'm a night owl, what can I say?
If you didn't know this, I own all these gates. They say Torii Gate. Their name's Torii Gates.
That's their name. We found vegan crepes. I got a savory and a sweet one. This one's the savory. It's guacamole with vegan cheese. That is so good, Tori. It's actually gluten-free too, but
Is it actually
really good? Mm-hmm. That's everything for this week's video. I know I didn't touch that much on my family visiting. That's because they don't really like being on camera and they're more private. But to give you a little background on my family and I, we grew up fighting a lot in high school. We fought all the time and they just had a very different vision for me than the vision I had for myself. They wanted me to be in this very corporate world and like follow the path that they went on. And because of all that pressure of them wanting me to be a certain way and me just inherently not being a certain way, like I've wanted to be an artist since I was a kid, it caused a lot of fights. And there was a period of time where it was so toxic that I truly thought we wouldn't be in each other's lives. We have some differing viewpoints that can be hard to navigate. The biggest areas of contention are that my dad thinks that being gay is a sin because he's religious, and they also aren't willing to eat at restaurants all the time that have vegan options, and they definitely aren't willing to eat vegan with me, which has also been an area of contention in the past. Some of the ways I navigated that this week with my family was, one, just branching off and eating at my own restaurants. At this point in my life, I have been traveling for so long that I am a very independent traveler, and I've traveled solo for 2 years, then I met my partner and I traveled with her for 2 years, so I just don't put any pressure on them to eat at a restaurant that has vegan options, and they go wherever they go, and if I can't make it work there, then I just go do my own thing. And then the other thing I do is avoid having conversations or bringing up those areas of contention that we've had in the past, so gay rights and also veganism and other stuff like that, like trans rights. I've already shared this on Instagram and YouTube Shorts, and I actually have gotten some negative feedback on both ends. Some people were saying like they shouldn't even be in your life at all, and other people were saying that it's toxic of me to not be able to have those conversations of these differing viewpoints we have. I think it's kind of difficult to navigate family relationships for a lot of people. I could make a whole video on this. I just wanted to touch on it a little bit because that is the reality behind a lot of these shots as I was with my family, and because we have had kind of a tumultuous past, I've done certain things to make sure it does not continue to be tumultuous and toxic, and I feel really happy and healed at where I'm at right now with my family. I know it's not ideal. Like, I would love if we agreed more about certain things, that especially things like human rights and animal rights issues that matter so much to me, but the reality is I can't like change what someone else thinks, and they're not able to change what I think, so to me there's no point in wasting any more energy talking about that. For the people saying that I shouldn't have them in my lives at all, it's just difficult, honestly, for me to cut people out, especially people like family. Anyways, I just wanted to share that kind of behind the scenes, since this video felt a little more surface level, like just the things we did. Next week's video, on the other hand, is going to be more about everything that went wrong in this video that I cropped out of it. The biggest one being that my girlfriend lost her passport and it was a whole fiasco. So if you want to watch that, stay tuned. It will be posted next Sunday. You can subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. And yeah, I appreciate you guys all so much for being here. It was so lovely to check in with you guys this week because I know I didn't post last week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!